To the front page review. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. It feels good to be here this morning to talk to you, to give you the headlines, and then have a great conversation with you this morning. Tomorrow is a public holiday. Yeah, I can't wait for the public holiday, even though it does not apply to us, but I'm excited for you that tomorrow is Easter Friday, and then Monday also you get to relax and spend time with your family. So the excitement is for you because for us, we got no public holiday. Now to the headlines this morning. I give you headlines from the Punch newspaper. The first one says, Obi threatens lawsuit, says leak audio fake. Senate indict NNPC over 102 billion naira crude oil deliveries. Federal government approves 15 billion naira ICT devices for sensors. Stop glorying IPOB. Federal government tells Western media. The story is on the Punch newspaper. Ekweremadu Obasanjo begs UK court for leniency. Now we move to the Vanguard this morning. Varsities others to get 320.3 billion naira intervention funds. World Bank, Nigeria's economic growth insufficient to reduce extreme poverty. Federal government lied on credible 2023 polls. Treason allegation, says Afenifere. To get the story from the Vanguard newspaper, petroleum subsidy, federal government secures $800 million World Bank fund for palliatives. Boko Haram kills pastor, injures wife, others in Borno. The story is also on the Vanguard newspaper. Now to the Sun newspaper. Post-subsidy palliatives. Federal government secures $800 million from World Bank. Targets 50 million Nigerians. Presidential polls. Senior lawyers back Agbakoba's on 25% requirement from FCT. Nigeria records lowest petrol price in West Africa at 264 per litre, says oil marketers. Still giving you headlines from the Sun newspaper. Dangote Rabiu Adenuga makes list of Forbes 2023 World Billionaire rankings. Now to the Daily Trust newspaper. Senate moves to establish FCT Sport Commission. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway to be completed in April, says the federal government. Now, court bars Aboro from parading self as Labour Party chairman. Also from the Daily Trust this morning, federal government declares holidays for Easter celebration. Okada riders kill policeman in Lagos. You get the story from the Daily Trust newspaper. I didn't say INEC deliberately withheld uploading election results, says Lai Mohammed. Now, the Nation's newspaper this morning. Audio tape with Oyedepo fake doctor, says Obi. I warned Peter Obi that his supporters would make him lose the election. You get the story from the Nation's newspaper. 50 million Nigerians to share World Bank's $800 million as a petrol subsidy palliative. Stop harboring IPOB members. The federal government tells EU countries. Now to this day newspaper. Federal government approves disbursement of 320.3 billion naira to varsities others. Okonje Iweala advises governments against introducing obstacles to trade. And the writer here says WTO expects volume of world merchandise trade to grow by 1.7% this year. And finally, respite as governors get April 15 deadline to access security votes. Now, these are your headlines this morning from all of these newspapers. I gave you 6 of them: the Vanguard, the Sun, the Daily Trust, the Nation, and This Day newspaper. Now we'll move now to discuss some of the hot topics in the news with you as I connect with Rufai Oseni in in analyzing some of the stories. We are streaming live right now on YouTube, so you could go to YouTube right now and watch us there. YouTube, all our websites. You leave a comment, you share, you like, join our community, download our mobile app also. So you can take us everywhere you go. Just go to Google Play Store. The mobile app is there waiting for you to download it. Good morning to you, Rufai.
Morning, Mary. How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. Good to be talking with you again. Now, to the hot story this morning. It's Peter Obi has finally replied the leaked audio. He said something about it. He said that the audio is fake and it's doctored. Let me look at the story. He said the audio. Okay, let's see. He said that in a statement he personally signed on Wednesday. He said at no point in his issue-based campaign did he ever refer to the election as a religious war. He also lamented alleged attempt by the ruling All Progressive Congress to divert attention from our blatantly stolen mandate. He said that these have come and continue to manifest in different ways, such as malicious accusation of the Minister of Information, Mr. Lai Mohammed, the circulation of fake doctored audio calls, and pressure on him to leave the country. So he stated three things here. He said there is pressure on him to leave the country, to go on exile, and also talked about the fake audio that is doctored and is fake, and also cautioned Lai Mohammed. What is your take on this?
So, if he says now, and he has responded to the fake audio incident that is doctored, I think the next thing he should do, if he has his empirical facts and evidence that it's doctored, he should then go to court. Because you see, we can't keep allowing people continue to doctor all sorts of reports without legal application. Because if you don't punish things in a legal way, it will continue. And like I said before, this is not the first time. It happened a lot during this political season. Even look at the one they doctored for the PDP candidate too. All right, where this had a collage of different voices, find out they were going to rig, So you can't keep having people go and get away with this thing. So there's always an account where all of this is first generated from. So if he has empirical evidence and forensic evidence that he's doctored, then I think the next place to go is court. Number two, nobody send anybody out of this country. Mr. Peter Obi has a right to be in this country, and he must not go on any exile. He has a in this case, he's a Nigerian just like every other person. And please, I want to beg political gladiators. All of them should calm things down. And in reaction to what Lai Mohammed said yesterday, you see, I was in a place where I couldn't, obviously, I was in a noisy place yesterday. I think it is the highest level of hypocrisy that Lai Mohammed will speak that way. Alhaji Lai Mohammed, that I know so well, the things Alhaji Lai Mohammed said when I used to interview him on Inspiration FM in 2014, 2015 on my political program were malicious. The things that candidate President Muhammad Buhari said were worse than truth. It wasn't not the APC that said they were going to form a parallel government.
Made the country ungovernable. I think I remember that.
Yeah. Didn't we remember? So why is there hypocrisy all around? I'm not supporting what Datti Baba Ahmed said. Please don't get me wrong. That swearing in Tinubu will mark the end of democracy. And it will not mark the end of democracy. And people should stop inflaming things. But when we have to look at it, APC has said worse. I personally, Alhaji Lai Mohammed knows me. He knows how many interviews I conducted. He knows how many times I had to caution him that, sir, you can't say this while I interview him as opposition. So when he says this now, I'm taken aback at the level of hypocrisy. Alhaji Mohammed was a very fine opposition attacker. And he did his job well. So I had encounters interviewing him. So him going to say all of the things he has said abroad, his hypocrisy are not balancing. And that's why a tweet went viral yesterday when Rufai Oseni reminded APC members by saying, what you people did to Goodluck Jonathan was worse than this. We all heard. when President Muhammadu Buhari, after the loss of an election, said the blood of baboons will flow.
Hmm.
Mary, did you know how I think close to 1,000 people actually died as a result of post-election violence at the emergence of Goodluck Jonathan in Kano, if you remember.
Hmm.
Close to 1,000 people were counted. I don't know the numbers exactly, but I'll go and verify that story again. But a lot of people died. So we all saw what happened. But nobody's calling for violence here. Just like I condemn what Datti Ahmed said. He shouldn't have said that, oh, this is going to be the end of the reign of democracy. Never. No. You will go to court, you will argue your case out. And if court doesn't rule in your favor, you will move on. Because in the end, we must collectively develop this country. But the APC and the PDP and the Labour Party, anyway, PDP has been calm, and the Labour Party, they should all calm things down. We have a country to build. And I keep saying, Mary, that the problems we are facing are bigger than all these distractions we are seeing now. The case is already in court. Let the court us. Yesterday, Lisa was trying to say, please, if the case can be done before May 20, it will not be done before May 29 because you see, 13 and waste panel reports recommended it and they didn't implement it. So if you try to do it before May 29, the APC camp will kick against it and say, no, that's never been the norm. And the last election cycle, it was way after President Muhammad Buhari was sworn in that the case was finally completed. But please, both parties should calm things down because both parties, the APC that is now trying as much as possible to be a saint, we all remember what they said. There are stories of forming a parallel government. I think that video has been circulating now, except if they forensically analyze it and say it's doctor. There's a form that said, oh, we'll form a parallel government. We all know the threats here and there. And nobody started gagging. And that's why when Minister Lai Mohammed came into the arena, I just felt it took sides. And he's a federal minister. And you see, Mary, if you know something back of your hand, you know it.
That's true.
I interacted all that period. Alaji was a constant picture with us on the Inspiration FM. At least one Saturday or 2 Saturdays he will come. He knows me very well. We remember all the things he said. So please, I beg all parties. Labour Party, please.
Peter Obi is threatened to sue the people of the People Gazette over the leak audio. So he's going to sue them. He says he's going to take them to court.
But once he can get a forensic proof in court, he should go ahead. Because if we don't sue, we just allow for things to continue. And the problem in Nigeria is that we always say, oh, let's just let it lie and all of that. But the truth is, if you don't, we allow things like this to continue. I keep telling journalists the story that be very careful if you have your empirical reporting. And when you err, be quick to apologize. You see, because there was a newspaper, one of the most prominent newspaper chain, called West African Pilot owned by Nnamdi Azikiwe. What killed Nnamdi Azikiwe at the point used to be the largest owner of newspaper. He used to be the biggest media guru in Nigeria. He owned a lot of papers. What killed Nnamdi Azikiwe's media franchise? His journalists then used to go and attack Awolowo and the likes that were his political adversaries. And guess what? Awolowo will sue them for every libelous story they wrote. And guess what? The legal fees became so much that the business became unsustainable. And it was part of the reason why West African Pilot collapsed. So when people dealt with, but he can only sue when he has gotten an empirical forensic evidence. So if he has that and he has a case, why not go to court?
And even the Gazette News have replied that they will meet in court, that they are ready to go to court. That before the story was even published, they've called on the Labour Party, they've called on top officials of the party, even called on him to come talk on it, but nobody came until the story was published. So why did he wait for days before coming to refute, to say that the video or the audio is not his? But they will not name their source. That is against their journalistic ethics, that they are not going to name their source if it goes to court, that they are willing to, they'll meet in court. That's what it is right now.
It's against general journalist ethics. You don't name your source.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Okay. Go on.
once they have, if the Labour Party has forensic analyzed evidence that proves that the tape is doctored, they'll take that evidence to court, and Labour Political People's Gazette will challenge them to in court. It's a simple.
Okay.
It will be good.
We have interesting days ahead. Though. The matter in courts, that interesting days are ahead, and also there is news about the fuel subsidy. But before we do that, Obasanjo begs UK courts for leniency concerning the Ekweremado's case. He has written, he has begged the US to be lenient in their sentencing. Do you think that his getting involved, his appeal, will make any difference? Any different at all?
I don't think it will make any difference. I don't even know why I wrote the appeal in the first place. Yes, maybe as an elder statesman, but it won't make any difference. You know, that case is the very first, like a landmark in the UK as regards testing those laws that we just put in there in the Modern Slavery Act. So they have their own legal
It's
jurisprudence
trying
and
to
criminal
speak
justice.
to the conscience of the clerk that please, yeah, and Obasanjo has a good reputation, trying to wade in and speak to their conscience that please, even though you're going to give a sentence,
And for a national case in the UK, I think they will make their, but I think it must also act as a deterrent to everybody. So keep writing a letter, I don't think will hold water. They have a justice system in place. It's as simple as that. Yes, you can write like an elder symbol, but I don't think it will hold water. They have a justice system in place, and that's it. So he'll wait for him, and I'm sure Kate will be able to put in some facts for the sentencing. So he's going to wait for his sentence. They have a justice system in place, and the rule of law works. And that's what we hope for Nigeria too. The rule of law works irrespective.
now to the fuel subsidy. This morning, it's in the news that the petroleum subsidy, federal government have secured $800 million from World Bank to fund palliative. So they are going to be giving this money, their palliative, to about 10 million households, and that is equivalent to about 50 million Nigerians. They're going to get this palliative given by the World Bank. Do you think it's enough to cushion the effect of subsidy removal? That is a big one. But the money is small compared to cushioning the effect. That money alone for Lagos State, it will even be enough. But from what they gave, yes, about 50 million Nigerians, 10 million households.
So at first, I'm very iffy about this facility from World Bank. Is it a facility that will tie us to World Bank again? I don't know the break and not. So, secondly, how did they arrive at those 10 million households? Is it with the same social register that a lot of people have complained about that is skewed in favor of certain political leanings?
Yes, it's social register, national social register. They already have the names of the vulnerable Nigerians that are going to benefit from this.
I beg you, Mary. I beg you. I challenge that social register.
Do you know anybody that has its name written in that social register?
But that's why I challenge that social. Is it that social register that we've asked questions over and over and over again? Is this something that social? I hope it's not something that humanitarian ministry will come and do that they can't account for. Because we've seen all these things and we know how it plays out. And you see, the problem in Nigeria is lack of accountability that around all of our decisions. And you see 50 million people out of when over 103 million people are living in poverty are going to enjoy the palliatives. And you see this tokenism where you are putting money in people's pocket. I don't like it. Can we use that money to ensure free education or primary education? Can we use that money to ensure generalistic outcomes or ensure free drugs? I think those things are better rather than saying you are going to put money in people's hands again. Because
maybe
today,
they will buy bus, they will give food, and I don't know.
Mary, fool me once, I'm a fool. Fool me twice, it's on me. Mary, we saw what they gave with COVID-19 palliative now. We saw how they scam the people. Come on, Indomie. They couldn't give the people. Come on, Indomie. They couldn't give the people now. Because all of a sudden, what is going to change? So all this, I see, I would rather that money can we use to improve educational outcomes. Something that will have effect. But once you are saying you are giving it to people, sending it to some people on the register, I just don't believe things like that. I don't see the level of accountability, and that hurts me about the process. So I am iffy. Yes, there's a room for palliatives. Can we do a general palliative? All right. Can we use it to reduce the price of food? Can we have designated? Anyway, that would be like going back to 83 again. We had essential commodity. I would have said, can we have outlets where people can buy food cheaper? Can we have government rice that can be sold when other bags of rice are being sold for 50,000? Can we have government rice that is sold for 10,000? For me, those are more reasonable palliatives. But when you say you want to start, somebody will now administer putting the money in people's hands. They will just scam the money.
The interesting part is that the money has already been released. So that's $800 million. The money is out already. The money has been released by World Bank. So very, very, very soon, those people in the social register, they will receive.
And that is what is peppering me in the body now. Because the truth is, and I deliberately use that Nigerian language, that's what is peppering me in the body now. Because the truth is, it will just be the way it's all. No public accountability. It just goes to people and their cronies. I like generalistic projects. I don't like looking like that again. Because in the end, you will remember, you will see outcomes. You will see the outcomes. So can we use it to invest in generalistic outcomes on primary education for indigent children? Those are meal rather than all of this.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, but they've already said what they will be doing with the money.
So I know they've already said that with the money because they've gone to facilitate thing with the what's it called, the World Bank. But I don't know, I'm very taken aback by this, and I feel very sad because, and why I'm sad is based on the antecedents of how monies like this, have passed. How monies like this have the past, and that's my sadness.
Thank you so much, Rufai. Thank you. Well, let's see how all of this pans out. The money will be divided. If we're going to get calls that have gotten the money.
Mary, let me quickly say, on the flip side of it, I'm excited because it's an indication that the subsidy needs to go because it's not sustainable. So that's just it. And that's why when Labour was crying that there's going to be fire in the country, there will be no fire if subsidy is removed. Let's call it spade, please.
No, the question I asked, that this palliative that was given, is it enough? Because what Labour is saying is actually is true to a large extent. With the level of suffering, if you remove fuel subsidy, there's going to be, everything will go up, transportation, food, everything will go up. Although I read in another report this morning that in Africa, the cheapest petroleum product is sold in Nigeria. That other parts of Africa, their products are they are more expensive. But removing subsidy in Nigeria is still going to be a tough one.
And so, Mary, that's why I told you that this 800 million, rather than giving people 10 naira or 5,000 in their pockets, I feel it's best if you can use it to reduce the price of food, to cushion the effect. That's why I say, can we have like government rice, that government has like tons of rice, that if and why I'm saying rice, because rice is a major staple in Nigeria. Even if people are buying a bag of rice for 50,000 naira, you can buy that one for 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira. I would prefer initiatives like that. Okay, because when you look at it, what drives up inflation? So this is how government should even think, not by tokens. What drives up inflation? Go and check the core inflation number and everything. Is the price of food. Can we use this money to be able to drastically reduce the price of food by like say 20%. If you can reduce the price of food by that 20%, it's going to cushion the effects. I know the price of food is largely dominated by market forces, and that's why I say, can government also, can we have things like government rice that comes in the market, subsidized and sold? Anyway, it's going to be like the 80s when we had essential commodity. And we also want that, but in a better manner this time around. So that's the argument.
Okay.
Rather than
Okay,
I know we gotta go.
Yes. I've been told we need to go pay some bills. When I return, the phone lines will be open. Thank you so much, Rufai. Enjoy your holiday tomorrow. Even though there's a holiday for us. Okay, bye for now. We'll go for a commercial break. When we return, conversation continues.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say wahala dey o. You wan send money to Male for Villa, just use Momo. You wan buy recharge card or data, just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash. As long as you get Momo account, no cash, no wahala. And e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp because life dey simple with Momo. For this Naija wey
24/7 around the world, non-stop. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
Before now, it was a taboo to talk about it.
Depression is a common term that a lot of people may think they understand.
Now, everyone wants to know about it.
From anxiety, it becomes full-blown depression.
We don't just become depressed. The word depression has been overrated.
A lot of people go out depressed. No, they're just stressed.
Want to know more about it too? Join us every Mondays and a repeat on Wednesdays on You and Your Mental Health. A seasoned therapist and mental advocate, Ayodeji Michael Oni Entish breaks it down like ABC on VOP TV.
From just being depressed, you can now become acutely depressed, severely depressed, where you now have the psychosis, you have the schizophrenia, you have the bipolar disorder. At that point, it has become a full-blown depression.
We are hitting you on YouTube at VOP TV. VOP TV, show up, speak up. Ladies and gentlemen, the hottest radio station that gives you a voice is now in Abuja! Hooray!
Volume don't be shy. Abuja 96.1.
It's Voice of the People, 96.1 FM.
Abuja.
Get ready to tune in to the best station for talk, the latest news, and the most informative radio station around. From dusk to dawn, we've got you covered. All your favorite tunes
And the news discovered.
Join the ever-growing voice of the people.
Abuja.
We are here, and your voice will be heard. Your world is about to change. So, everyone, we are now in the capital city of Nigeria, Abuja. There you have it, folks. The new radio station that's sure to keep you hooked, you know, and never miss a bit.
Abuja.
24/7 around the world, non-stop. This is Voice of the People, 90.3 FM.
We are back. We are the Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. The phone lines are open for you to join the conversation. The number to call is 081 644 25875. 081 644 25875. What is your take? Oh, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mary.
Welcome. You're my first.
Happy Easter and happy Good Friday.
Yes, happy Easter.
And Thursday in advance.
Yeah,
so, what I'm trying to say is that
I didn't get your name. Your name.
This is John Legend calling.
Oh, John Legend. Welcome. From where? Where are you calling us from today?
I'm calling from normal Mushi side, you know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. You see, I understood some things here when people talk and they forget their past. I listened to a station yesterday. They replayed what Mahmoud Yakubu tell us about this election. Mahmoud Yakubu is supposed to be arrested by now. if that Labour Party won this election, Mahmoud Yakubu could have been arrested by them. The first criminal I hold in hand in this election is Mahmoud Yakubu. That man not supposed to be walking around the street. I am telling you nothing but the truth. If you want to tell ourselves the truth, Mahmoud Yakubu is supposed to be in police custody now. He's not supposed to be outside because he spent 3 something billion, and they added another 50 billion for an election that I don't even understand what they use that money for, because that money he just blindfold us. And when these people said about why would somebody invade another person privately, even if P2B says such thing, I overheard what APC did to Goodluck Jonathan. I overheard how APC even used his wife to joke. I overheard everything they did to Goodluck Jonathan. Nobody arrest and bring them to court. Why is it because of his P2B or what? If they don't want us to contest election, they should tell us to leave election. Whenever they finish, they hand it over to anybody who let them stop all these shenanigans. We don't need it.
Thank you, John Legend. Thank you so much for calling this morning. Have a great day. 08164425875 is the number. Hello, good morning. Hello. Kindly turn down the volume on your radio set. Yeah, good morning. I can hear you. Good morning to you. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah. What's your name and location?
My name is Mr. David.
Okay, Mr. David, calling from where?
I'm from Moshi.
Okay, go ahead.
So, all these things happening about Peter Obi and APC, everybody know the truth that Peter Obi win election. Even the day Peter Obi do campaign in Lagos, from nowhere, boss come outside. I'm there. They injure many people with gun. Where they see the gun, and nobody's talking about it. Even on governor election, this man call MC Olomo, threat many people, and nobody's talking about it. Why must it be anything? I take a voice note to leak. Nobody is talking about it. A lot of things happen on this election. Nobody's talking about it. What must it be? They are talking about to arrest it. All I have to say is that the worst mistake APC government will do is to touch P2B because they are calling war.
Thank you.
That's what I have to say.
Thank you very much for calling. The numbers to call is 08164425875. Hello, good morning. You're on. Okay, please call me back. I can hear you. Call the number 08164425875. That's the number. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mary.
Good morning. Mr. Peter Monson.
Yeah, Mary, how are you? Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, Peter Monson is my name from Shomolu.
Welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Now, Mary, if anybody had advised Peter Obi to leave the country, for what purpose? What reason? That he committed crime for contesting election, and when he said that he was rigged out and then he was not given his vote, to leave the country or should be forced to leave the country, should be members of this government that promised us all that they were going to do. Mary, see, apart from saying that we will make the country ungovernable during 2014-2015, somebody also among them said that if they don't win, if they don't rule, that they will set up parallel government, number one, that if they don't win, that the hyena and the lion will go to Mali and will be soaked in blood. Are we forgotten all those things? Because we want to move forward. So somebody should tell Lai Mohammed that if we want to chase anybody away from the country, if Peter Obasanjo want to advise anybody to leave the country, I should have, in fact, Nigerians should be on the street to force them out. Because you told us you are coming to give us 4 refineries, you did not. You told us the fuel subsidy is a scam, and today you are still continuing with that scam. Now you say you want to collect how many? $800 and something million? For what? And then you have not honored the promise. Many these people told us they will bring back Le Sharibu. Where is Le Sharibu? They said they will bring back Timok girls. These are the people that should be forced to leave the country because they never honored their promise. They came to fool us. Under this government, we have massive looting, massive stealing in the oil ministry, and they are not to leave the country. In this country, Nigeria has become the poverty capital of the world. 130 million people living under poverty, and we cannot force them to leave the country, or they cannot voluntarily leave the country. So they are advising somebody who is neat and clean when he contests election to leave the country. I wish Nigeria was a country, and Nigerians would have spoken with one voice. And finally, please, I want to say that going abroad to say that the European country should not provide accommodation for the IPOP. Unfortunately for this government, they have failed about the IPOP. I told them that IPOP will overleave them because the Western world told you that IPOP is not a terrorist group, and they told you that you should leave them alone. You say I'm a sovereign nation. I prescribe IPOP. They are terrorist group. But you are still going to collect money from them. You are suffering to raise money.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Monte. Thank you so much.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a great day. 08164425875. That's the number to call. You can also send a WhatsApp message. I'll be going to WhatsApp very soon. And YouTube. Turn down the volume on your radio set. Turn down the volume.
Good morning, Mary.
Good morning. Welcome.
How are you?
I'm doing great this morning. Welcome. What's your name and location?
I'm at Abilado. Anybody that is thinking that P2B will leave the country for them, they are lying. They are lying. P2B cannot leave the country for them. And again, they are talking with this gun. You forget, you didn't hear that Tinubu said he will buy gun for the youth during the campaign. He campaigned it. You didn't hear it?
No.
Everybody heard it.
I didn't
then they're asking where is the gun from. They want to put it in Obi's head. For what? Thank you, Mary. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. Now let's head on to WhatsApp. We have messages here on WhatsApp before we go back to the telephone line. Good morning. The fake audio between Obi and Oyedepo is laughable and a mischievous action trying to change the narrative and people's attention from the Labour Party's court case against APC presidential candidate. It's good that Obi has come out to challenge the purported fake audio from HRH Bisunwoko in Oshodi. Thank you for your message. Another one here that says, good morning, Mary. Hello, Mary. Good morning. Do you remember what President Buhari said when he lost election in 2015? That he will make Jonathan's government ungovernable. Then Soyinka said Jonathan is worse than King Nebuchadnezzar. After all that, who arrest them? APC have forgotten all of this. Okay, thank you so much for your message, Mr. Chooks. Good morning, Mary. Let me take us back to memory lane. June 12, 1993. Election was annulled. Till date, where is justice? But we allowed peace to reign. NSAS 1020, where is justice? But also allowed peace to reign. Joe Biden is in court after the peace have reigned. Okay, Joe Biden is in court after the peace have reigned. Innocent Jesus Christ was crucified. Where is justice? In my own opinion, I don't belong to the thought who says justice without peace. Please, let's embrace peace. Tijani from Isolo. Okay, Mr. Tijani, thanks for that message. Good morning, Mary. Mary receives strength. Wickedness can be covered for long, but God of all is alive. Christy from Igondo. Thank you, Miss Christy, for your message. And let's just take this one before we go to YouTube. Good morning, Mary. The recent hypocritical pronouncement by Alhaji Lai Mohammed on the presidential election annoying the ears of the people who felt bad when the outcome of the election. With the outcome of the election, people hardly believe him, and it is quite unfortunate that our information minister has this unpleasant trademark. The funds set for the vulnerable in social register may end up in private pockets and ought to have been channeled to empower the people per each state capital. Obasanjo pled for leniency for the Kwerimadu is dead on arrival because the UK legal system do not accommodate emotions and sympathy but strict and unbiased. It is well with Nigeria. Obiodun from Ikorodu. Thank you so much for your message. Now we head on to YouTube to take messages here. This one says from Priest Wanda Nwa David TV said, please, did government count your house? $800 million for 10 million household will be shared soon by Nigerian government. Okay, let's look. We have other messages. Let's see if we could go through all of them. Okay, Faith Wonderful Adventure says this government is cashing out. More comments here. To be honest, the money will not get to the people that needs it. Nigeria is okay. Sorry, Yinka, I can't say that. Yinka Hamzat, thank you for your message this morning. Mira's Kitchen, on what ground do they want Peter Obi to leave the country? Where do they want Datti to go? Okay, I can't say the other one. Thank you so much. I'll be coming back to take more messages later. Let's go back to the phone lines. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, Mary.
Yeah, welcome to the program. Good to have you. What's your name and location?
This is A to Z. I'm calling from Arizona.
A to Z. Welcome. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well done for job. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Anybody who is expecting to leave the country, the person is really planning more bad for Nigeria. Because this is the only way we have to save this country from all those people that don't want us to move forward. As a matter of fact, the Nigerians must be expecting more allegations against P2B. Why? Because he wants to make this country to be a good nation. And few individuals that don't want this nation to move forward will be fighting against him. So we must sometimes you can hear the next allegation now will be that P2B dreams that he wants to repair Nigeria. If he become another, they can bring allegations that he dreamed when he was young. With the word they have to use now to disguise and to make sure that because or whatever they are planning against the goodness of this, that is their plan, which I know. And everyone the good Nigerians must know that there are so many people who don't want this nation to move forward. Please, I want Nigerians to know that God is in control and God will have to deliver this nation. Nnamdi Kanu was in prison. He's in prison now. He was judged that he had to discharge. The federal government still hopes Nnamdi Kanu. Now, arrest or to imprison people who everybody knows the whole world knows they won an election.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Let me round up.
Round up quickly because the time is up.
One great artist, Peter Tosh, says that everybody's peace, but no one is talking about justice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you to Z for your contribution this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mary. Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Kindly turn down the volume on your radio set.
All right, Mary. My take on this is that them talking about arresting P2B or you should go on exile will be another thing altogether. P2B has been somebody who has been speaking truth in Nigerian government and everything. That is why they are fighting against him, and they know what he will do when it comes to that office. So, but I believe that God is watching all that they are doing, and I know that whatever they are doing, they will all fail. And I believe that by God's grace, P2B will get his mandate back by God's grace.
Yeah,
so all these allegations they are doing, I don't see it as anything. I see it as they are all playing their own part, but God will also play his own part. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. The number is 08164425875. That's the number to join the conversation. Hello, good morning. Kindly turn down. Hello, I can hear you. Turn down the volume on your radio set.
Yes, I've done that. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Welcome. What's your name and location?
This is Ikan calling you from the Solo.
Okay, Mr. Ikan. Welcome, Mr. Ikan. Go ahead, sir.
The fear of Peter Obi is the beginning of wisdom to Nigeria. I want you to all to understand that the country asks the citizens to go to vote and vote their candidates. And we have done that. If by reason they decide not to give us free, credible election like they promised us, they tell us to go to court. The matter is in court. Why all this noise about? Why putting allegation on one thing and the other on the of it? Why can't they wait until when the court decides on what they want to decide? It is unfair, Mary, and it is not good. This country belongs to all of us. I said this even before last week, that probably we will change the name of this country so that it can be able to accommodate all other ethnic groups in this country. We are tired of all these things. Why the APC? Why are they afraid? Why are they afraid? Their face is not shining. Even they claim them that they are the winner. They should wait and allow people to take us. Mary, there is no nation that grows in injustice. There is no nation that makes headway when you don't have justice. It is very, very pathetic. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Ikan, for your contribution this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mary.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Happy Easter in advance.
Yeah, same to you.
My name is Mike, and I am calling from a solo.
Welcome, Mr. Mike. Go ahead.
Mary, sometimes when people say something, you don't look at it as if they are joking. Fayose told us that P2B is the hero of this 2023 election. That's exactly what it is. All this up and down is nothing but to silence P2B. But the truth must be told. Nigerian government knows what they are doing. I don't want to criticize anybody. But all we know is that the system we are into from beginning to the end is corrupt. And it's only God that can turn things around in this country. You will see, we talk about IPOB. People doesn't understand the meaning of that IPOB. Indigenous people of Biafra. Anybody that comes from that part of Biafra map is an indigenous person. So when you talk about indigenous people, you are condemning the entirety of Eastern Nigeria. People should know the way they talk about indigenous people of Biafra. We are ready to live, and the plan is
sorry. I can't let you go on with that, please. You can't call in and propagate such here. That is not even what we are discussing. It's in the news this morning. I know you're responding to it, but let's be guided so that you don't heat up the polity. So this is voice of the people, yes, but when you speak in a public fair, you should be mindful of what you say. There should be a pinch of salt in what you're saying. So don't come and propagate anything. Just make your point and move on. Hello, good morning. Kindly turn down the volume on your radio set.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, I'm calling from Irawo.
Okay.
My name is Sonny.
Mr. Sonny, welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. There is this question I just want to ask. Are these people still going to continue to rule us? what is going on. Why are we suffering in this country called Nigeria? Don't this government see people living this country every day by day? They are not doing anything about it. And we keep saying APC, APC. Buhari government has come, almost done with their own regime, putting the country in a total mess. And we all are still there. Tinubu is there right now. He wants to rule us again. Come on, we have children. People are watching what is going on in the world. People keep leaving the country every day by day. And we don't see this government coming out. We have a minister of communication. He has not come out for one day and say, let's stop the migration of Nigerians leaving this country. The professionals, they are all gone. And we are here trying to make a country with lies and all this. Thank you. That's just my point.
So hold on. So what story are you responding to? What's the
I'm
point?
responding to this same issue we're talking about in another way.
Which of them? Which of the stories?
Well,
is it the Peter Obi or the fuel subsidy?
Yeah, if Peter Obi has come, he has come to make the country a country for everybody, but they won't allow him because the incumbents are there, the APC people are still there. So where are we going?
Thank you so much. I appreciate your comment this morning. Thank you. I think we'll go back now to take some more messages and then take calls before we round off this morning. Good morning, Mary. The money will end up in the pockets of their cronies. This government has no records of credibility. If there is a World Cup for lying, I think our information minister will win it for us. Sam from Ogudu, thank you for your message. Good morning, VOP. Some people have been ganging up against Mr. Peter Obi, but remember that the anger of God is coming. Mark my words. They are doing all this to distract people from the petition in court. Comrade Peter saying thank you for your message. Let's say good morning, Mary. You see, considering all this going on, it shows the reasoning standard of our politicians. For the sake of their own interests, the pockets, let them not take any money from abroad that the common man will not benefit. And whatever I use this medium, to appeal to Nigerians not to see other fellow citizens as their enemy. We should not fight one another because it is the politicians that are misleading us in this country. Let's wake up, please. OIA from Isolo. Thank you so much for your message. I don't think I could take any more messages, but thank you so much for being part of the program. My time here is up. It's always a pleasure speaking with you every morning. But before I go, I'd like to tell you that it is in unity that we can build our nation. With one voice, we will build our nation. My name is Mary Onaife Edebi. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm there at Mary Media, MERROY, Mary Media. Coming up next at 8 o'clock on the dot is Oge Ndigbo. That's another interesting program that you don't want to miss it. Keep it here. Voice of the People, 90.3.